So catching fish is one thing and I love it, but losing fish is what brings me back. So stick around because this is going to get really exciting. All right, we're back at the scene of the crime. Walkerville, Waratah Bay, school sharks, new rigs, new techniques, a whole lot of theories. Let's hope one or two of them pay off. Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna go back to a similar area. However, the other day when we were here, I poked around before we left and I found a couple of other new ledges, so I might stop there first. We've got a few hours till our tide change. Got to find some wrasse, hopefully a few school sharks and gummy sharks. Right, so this is where we were the other day, down here fishing the edge of this wall, but then on the way back in, this is my trail, I came up and I scooted along the edge of this little wall here, and this is actually a bit of a gutter, so you've got all hard reef through here, hard reef through there, and that gutter running up through there. So I think I might stop here and we'll see how we go. All right, that looks like us. All right, just like last time, burley bomb down near the bottom. There's the big squid from the other day. He'll make great bait. I've got some cow and young, I've got salmon, got to catch a couple of wrasse, but this is the new rig. This is when you just got too much time on your hand and you go down a rabbit hole of ideas. So 8/0 Gamakatsu Octopus circle, 40-pound nylon coated wire. I've done it so it's wrapped around the shank of the hook. It sits nice and tight. Just sort of 6 inches of wire, all braided to my 80-pound leader. The whole idea is I don't want a whole wire leader, just a little bit. So these guys hopefully don't detect it, eat the bait, and we don't get bitten off, because schoolies just have this thing of just snipping you off like that far up from the hook. So we'll see how it goes. 2 rods with, 2 rods without wire, just so you got your bases covered. And if you want, check out the link where I actually go in detail on how to make this rig. And this will be great for so many species, not just school sharks. First thing I'm doing is getting a wrasse bait down, because those blue throat wrasse make such good bait. Obviously, just a food source that the school sharks and gummy sharks eat when they're just cruising around these reef systems. There's lots of them and they just dig them out of the reef and have a good old chew on them. So a little paternoster rig, just some 30-pound leader, fairly long dropper to keep the bait up out of the weed. Piece of squid, chuck that on there, send that down straight away while I'm getting set up. And those wrasse will come straight in on that burley too. Just literally hit the bottom and we got one on straight away. Got to get these guys out of that reef pretty quick, because they do love to stick their head back into the kelp. Please be a blue throat, please be a blue throat. Yep, I think so. Yep, it's exactly what we want. That'll make a bunch of bait. There we go. He's no candidate for release anyway. See how his stomach's coming out of his mouth? That means he's got barotrauma. So he is well and truly staying, which he was anyway. Good bit of bait, that one. Just make sure no scales, as always, but the great thing about a bait like this is the skin's really tough, so you don't need to pin the hook very deep at all and it won't rip out. That way you get really good hook exposure. So fish eats the bait and just cops a whole lot of hook. That's it. That's a good fish, whatever that is. I've got stuff going everywhere here. Absolute disaster. I've got something junky on that rod, but let's not worry about that for now. Had a big Port Jackson or something on the other rod, which went around the burley pot, but collected that rod on the way. So what I've got to try and do is feed this off there while keeping my cool, while trying not to actually lose what looks like a decent fish. All right, so that can sit there for a sec. That can just behave. That would be great. Now that's wrapped around there. Busy as a one-arm paper hanger. All right, it'll be interesting. I don't know if this is the 80-pound fluorocarbon leader or the wire rig, but we'll just see. And I went to a fluorocarbon leader just because it's that much harder than like a normal sort of tough leader. Not worried about the visibility of it or whatever, because the water here is green. All right, so what I'm going to do here is pull that in there, and this is where your swivel base comes in handy. All right, I go like this. That's around the front. Finally, I feel like I'm getting somewhere, sort of, a little bit, maybe. It's a pretty big fish, whatever it is. It's a stingray. I'm going to be so disappointed. These are my do everything rods. 15 to 30 pound extraction, 8000 Stradic SW, 30 pound braid. I just catch everything. Just keep getting that little bit and then losing, and sort of a bit of a stalemate. All right, we're slowly made it. We're on a colour change of braid. Just edging him up. Edging him up. Can't be far off now, so we just gained another 10 metres pretty quickly. Oh, here we go, there's a bit of colour. That's a dirty big 7 gill. That's a giant 7 gill. I thought so, mate. I thought so. Just look at the size of this stink bag. That is gross. I just thought it was too heavy to be anything else. If it's a gummy shark, it's like 80 kilos. That's a fair lump of 7 gill. And we do not want that. I gotta try and get rid of this thing. I'll get my knife. There we go. Oh, yuck. Disappointing. All that carry on for that. I'm going to just fish 3 rods. I'm going to pull one of the pattern offers in, and then I'll put this one out. So I've got 2 out the back, 1 straight down behind the burley pot, because there's just too much going on with 4 rods. Please be something good. Yeah, it's got the sinker or something caught on the bottom, I reckon. I don't think that's a 7 gill. That was on a big salmon head, so this will be interesting. Far out. Far out. What the hell is this? No way. No. He's up, pal. You're not that good. Maybe he is. Let's see if I can make a mess of this. That spool's actually warm from that run. I like that it's now sort of like when it comes at you, it, I don't know, sort of like I'm turning it, so I don't know, it could be a really big gummy shark, could be anything down this part of the world. I still reckon that rig's caught in the bottom, that sinker's caught in the bottom, which is not good. Yep, it is, I can feel it. I can feel the braid sliding through the rig, which is not ideal. What I want to have happen is the sinker crack off. But anyway, we'll give it our best shot. I like the way this is coming back towards me now. Like, that's not a bad thing. You know, say, generally speaking, like a big 7-gill or whatever, when they stop, they don't run like that. But when it stops, when it's a big junk fish, it's very, very hard to sort of just get it to come back towards you. Whereas this is doing the right stuff. I just got to get that sinker out of the bottom. That felt, oh no, it's still there. And I reckon I stuffed up. I reckon I did the dropper too heavy. I just grabbed some 40 pound. I normally use 20 as a dropper for the sinker. Bit of a way to go yet. He's gone. He cracked off way out there. Way out. So I think that sinker being caught in the bottom didn't help me, because what's happened is, so instead of the line going like that down to the fish, it's going down like this and out like that as the fish runs along the bottom. So he's tearing off that way and probably running, you know, just a few feet off the bottom. And because that line was pinned down, he's caught me on a bit of kelp or something and it's chopped me off. Just can't get it right today. This doesn't feel right. Again. Don't be another 7-gill. Or a Port Jackson, or any other piece of junk. Come on. What have we got? What have we got? I reckon it could be another 7-gill. Oh. Oh. Oh, I don't know. It's under the burley pot, or something's happened. Got to back this drag off because that's better. This is hard today. Why is it so hard? Doing my head in. And now he's going to go back towards this rod. Just behave. The trouble, you've always got to just treat it like it is something good, even if you think it isn't. And you know, you just, till you know, get away. Literally, get away, bird. I can't deal with you as well. Oh, of course, I've got the sinker. Great thing about circles is they never come off the other lines. So it's an absolute show when you're trying to do this. Can I bounce that through? Let's see how we go here. It's either going to end in tears or, there we go. Right, that's my sinker sliding all the way back down to the fish. Get that out the way. See how we go. What is that? Oh, it's a big schoolie. It's a big school shark. He's a good one too. Well, so it should say she. Well, that's a cracker. And my wire rig worked. High five, everyone. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Blakey. He's like me, just use a bit of really light wire, 40 pound. That is a big school shark. Just felt different, like it didn't have that stupid weight of that monstrous 7 giller I got before. But she is an absolute cracker. Like well over 20 kilos, I reckon. Or certainly around the 20, 22, something like that. Really dark fish down here too, living on this hard reef. Bit of wrasse for bait, which is up there. We are job done. All right. Get up at some stupid hour to come down, beach launch. Why? Because I get it in my head that I just have to make this rig and I have to try this idea that I've had. No other reason, just because. Yeah, that's my other rig there. So she's eaten the bait, cracked me off on the bottom, which had happened really quick, and then swum through and eaten this bait. Oh, far out. Now, we've got a serious problem here. She's out of the net. I've got the hook in the net. Clarky, I might need you to help me on this one.
Roger. Bring it into the net, Lee. Bring it forward.
Yeah. Move it forward. Hang on, hand. There you go, like that. Hang on. Yeah, that's all right. She's gone. Anyway, let's see if I can make the next one work a bit better. So I'm just in the process of, I suppose, sorting my mess out. And honestly, you wouldn't think I've been doing this fishing caper television thing for like 20 years, would you? After seeing the absolute schmozzle I made of that school shark, I was going to let it go anyway. But, like, honest to God, it couldn't have gone any worse. I've got this side-on sit, current's going that way, getting bounced like this all day. The joys of doing this sort of stuff. Midweek, no one could come fishing with me because everyone's got a real job. But anyway, we'll keep going. My new rig worked done, so I'm pretty happy about that. All right, so this is the rig, very simple. I've got some 80-pound shock leader. I would normally do a really cute FG knot to join the braid to the shock leader, but I've just done a 12-turn Albright. A little bit more chunky, but extremely strong. Okay, so from there, then I've got about 4 feet of 80 pound, 60, whatever you want, to slider, swivel, good quality crane swivel. I like my cranes because they're strong for their size. Then I just do another bit of 80 pound like that. Slide that down, pull that up, trim that off, drop that on the floor. And then about, you only need like 3 feet of leader. And nice big, that's the owner 80 SSW inline circle. But I've also got the Gamakatsu 80 Octopus circle on some rigs. This was just the first hook I grabbed. Long as it's a circle, because we want to try and get these fish in the corner of the jaw, and especially because this rig has no wire, so you don't want the fish to swallow the hook down. You know, wind and tide the same way, just a nice calm sit is so overrated. Like sitting side on and getting bounced around like you're in a, I don't know, a roller coaster, heaps more fun. Head down, awesome for seasickness, best. There we go. So far, I was literally getting ready to go home. Because It has been really slow. I was winding the downrigger up to get the burley out. Just, please, just do everything right. Don't bite me off, don't bust me off, don't just, come on, come in, I'll let you go, I'll go home. What is going on? No, can't be serious.
Let's chase it.
So I ripped all the gear in, got the anchor up, and I'm just trying to get up on this thing. I've lost that much gear today to fish running through kelp and over ledges and stuff like that. And I just thought, you know what, I'm getting ready to go home anyway. I'm just gonna try and get up on this fish. So just ticking along here, see how we go. Gained a heap of line back anyway. I just want to see what it is because it took off, as you saw. It's got a light breakaway on it for the sinker, so I don't know, maybe the whole line's caught through the kelp or something. Hoping that with a more of a vertical pull that it might pop out, but it is in there. All right, that's it for me. Today was a tough one. Today was a tough one in the world of fishing, but got it done. The new rig worked, so I'm happy about that. Now, got to go get this boat out. Hopefully the beach retrieval will go well. Probably not after the way today's gone.